challenges with doing that?
Well, I think the challenges are just getting him acclimated, obviously, just the whole operation. But he's an experienced guy and certainly have confidence. Obviously, wouldn't have done it if we didn't.
Does it change game day strategy at all to have a reliable guy like that or a proven guy like that?
Not necessarily. We'll see how the week goes, but I mean, this is the National Football League. You expect whoever you send out there to go out there and make the kicks.
You guys kick today?
We did. Looked great.
How aggravating has it been for you the past year and a half? You just said it, it's the National Football League, you expect to make kicks, not being able to get this thing where that expectation is kind of just what it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? You got to find different ways to win games. It never comes down to just a guy either making or missing a kick. Usually, there's usually a lot of things that are within your control that lead up to maybe whatever the situation may be. So it's never just one thing. Certainly, when you're in those positions where you have opportunities to score points and it comes down to field goal, the expectation is that you're going to make it, but that's not always the case, and that's for 31 other teams as well.
And, when Brian brought the thought of signing him, did you have to do some research or feel comfortable with Brandon as a person and whatever's going on?
No, we talked about it, and we came to that conclusion together.
Do you feel like maybe you dodged a bullet there with Dontavian as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was he able to do for you today?
He was limited. You almost had me, Bill. Almost.
Jordan used his hard count quite a bit. Last week it seemed to get the Cardinals and across the line of scrimmage, and I think he had one in LA too. How much has that become a weapon for him, and have you seen him grow?
Oh, absolutely. I think from where he started to where he is now, it's night and day. But that is typical for most young quarterbacks. A lot of these guys nowadays don't even use cadence in college. So I think he's done a nice job. Certainly it takes the discipline of the other 10 men on the field to be able to do those types of things, but that is the one advantage you have as an offense. And certainly playing a team with the ability to get off the football like the Houston Texans, I think it's going to be a critical factor in terms of our ability to just try to get a jump on these guys, because these guys fly off the football. They're as good as anybody in the league.
You want to give us a glimpse on where it started, just how much work it actually gets put into getting a hard count to where you can use it?
Well, yeah, I think the guy before him was pretty good at it, and it's just taking ownership of that, and that's something that really comes down to the players, in my opinion. You can stress it all you want as a coach, but ultimately the players gotta take control of that, and that's something we definitely do not micromanage. I'm not telling them when to hard count, when not to. That is all him, and so he owns it. Him and Josh and the rest of the offense, and they do a great job with it.
Matt, what do you think it is about Stroud that's allowed him to be so good so quickly, so early in his career?
I think he's super talented, and obviously he's got the ability where the moment's not too big for him. He can process very fast, and he's a very good anticipatory thrower, which I think is kind of a lost art. I think he does a great job with that, and he's got some weapons around him too, because it's never all about the quarterback. He's got some good weapons around him. They do a good job in protection. I think Bobby Slowick does a great job with their scheme and being able to attack people and get guys in advantageous positions. So I think it's just a collective. It's the collective, but ultimately he's got the toughest job of them all in terms of going out there and playing that position, and he's been playing at a high level. It's been pretty impressive to watch.
I know Bobby was on the defensive side, I think, in Washington, but what were sort of your recollections of working with him and just kind of seeing the coach that he's become now?
Yeah, it's been cool to see his transformation. Matter of fact, he was more involved with our video when he first, yeah. And so it just shows you how much work he's put into it. Certainly his dad, you know, being a D coordinator in this league, and his brother coaching for a long time in this league as well. And but it's a credit to him. He always knew he was a smart guy, and it's not a surprise to me that he's been able to have the success that he's had. And he's, you know, he's learned from some really good people, and you know, but he's taken advantage of the opportunity.
High school here?
I did not know that. I knew his dad obviously was the D coordinator here and all that, but I knew it obviously at one point that he lived here. But what high school did he go to? Okay. Yeah.
How close is Marshawn Lloyd to returning to practice now that he's eligible
Yeah, I think he's getting closer.
next week?
We'll see.
What's the challenge of going up against, say, D'Amico Ryan's defense?
Yeah, they play very fast, very physical, very sound. I think their play style is one of the best, if not the best in the league, just when you watch them. So it's going to be a great challenge. They do a really, really good job. It's not only obviously him, but, you know, Matt Burke, the defensive coordinator. He's a guy that I got to know a little bit through the process of when we were looking for a D coordinator, and then he went with the Jets with Saleh, and so they got a lot of good coaches there. And I think, you know, you look at the talent they've assembled. I think they've done a great job getting a lot of really good football players, and they play extremely well together. And you can tell it's a cohesive unit. Everybody's playing as one.
Quite a bit of QB debate before the draft last year when CJ was coming out between the top two guys in the draft. I know you had your own stuff going on, so I don't know how much you watched tape of him, but are you surprised at all at how well he kind of just came in and took the lead by storm?
Not really. I mean, he was pretty talented coming out, so it's not a shock to me.
What have you thought of what Will Anderson Jr. has been able to do for them?
Yeah, he is a problem. He's another one of the problems that they got. So there's a lot of guys. He's just so disruptive, and you know, he's relentless too. I just love his play style. I mean, he's going to come off the ball. He's going to fight you every snap. He plays the game the way it's meant to be played.